All right, so there are actually two correct answers to this question, and they were padding and layout margin. So you could select either one of these, but you don't need both. Let me show you why. In practice, a lot of times a view that uses padding will look very similar to a view that uses layout margin. Let me actually draw the view borders for you. Once you draw in the view borders, you can actually see the difference between these two situations. In the case of padding, you're making the actual view larger by adding space inside of the view. In the case of layout margin, you're adding space around the view, but not actually changing the size of the view. Now, you might be wondering, when does this even come into play? Why have two different attributes? Well, if I were to do something like add a border or a background color to both of these views, they'd actually look pretty different. In our case, though, we're not adding a border or a background color, so you can pick either padding or layout margin. It just wouldn't make sense to pick both. Since we can choose either, I'm going to go ahead and, a bit arbitrarily, choose to add padding. Let's see what this would look like in Android Studio. Alright, here we are back in Activity Main. Now the padding attribute is something that we want to add to the text views to move them farther away from the side of the screen. Padding and layout margin add space on all four sides. Alright, let's go ahead and add it. And remember, I said that I wanted there to be 20 dp on all sides, so that's what I'm putting right here as the value. My preview is updated to show the added space. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. Alright, and I'm feeling a little bit playful, so I'm going to go ahead and add layout margin to this text view instead of padding. Alright, and that also scooted the text view out. Notice, though, that the text view's size didn't increase when I changed the layout margin. Whereas up here, in this text view, the size of the actual text view has changed. Now what happens if I add both layout margin and padding? Let's take a look. Well, now my text is 40 dp away from the wall, it's 20 dp here, and then another 20 dp of padding here. Alright, but we don't want 40 dp away from the wall, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Okay, 20 dp of padding in the From Lila text view, and 20 dp of padding in the Happy Birthday Ben text view. Awesome, let's run this on our phone. Alright, and may I present to you the finished birthday card app. Let's get some jazz hands. And with that, we complete the last thing in our to-do list.